Alright, here's the next example. So again, we're doing a full group analysis for money flow, and this time we're taking euro, or not euro, we're taking the Swiss franc group. I was reading euro Swiss franc here, but we're taking the whole Swiss franc group, and euro Swiss franc is the first pair in that group. So let's have a look here. Again, using the same way to see how much data do we need to look at, and let's make sure we are looking at the same amount of data everywhere. So moving it around, I would say it's actually already in a pretty interesting area here. So let's keep it here, and that was around the 14th of March as well, right? So not a coincidence probably that we're looking at the same date here as in the previous video. So you could argue, well, we are sellers here, but then that guy who started it, this massive swing went, or the massive move went down, but an even more massive move came up. So actually this is no longer a seller, this one is a buyer. So -1 for Swiss franc. Again, let's go to 14th of March. Here still nicely seller's territory. So here we are actually looking at a +1 for Swiss franc. Next one around the 14th again, which puts us around here. Let's take it from here actually. Let's take the 13th again, because this does seem like a valid area. And if you think, why did you change it one day? It's just because it's convenient. Well, sometimes you have to go over all the pairs and see where is the exact area that is an interesting area for all of them. So let's say it's around 10, 11, 12 March here. So the same thing here, we were sellers, but guy started taking out, so now we are firmly buyers, or the flow of money is up. So -1 for Swiss franc. CAD Swiss franc, let's go to around 10 to 12th of March. Same thing here, we were sellers, guy who started taken out, we are now buyers, so -1 for Swiss franc. Next one, Aussie Swiss franc. Let's go to that same time in around March 12th. There was an attempt to go lower. You can even argue that it held there for a little bit, but not really. Obviously, all of you guys have done the fakers and probes lesson, so that's a faker, another faker, another faker. Doesn't really hold, right? So now we are actually in buyer's territory. So again, -1. I was playing with you guys a little bit to see if you were paying attention. New Zealand Swiss franc. So let's go to 12th of March, 10th of March. Well, it's this area, whether you want to draw it from here or you want to draw it from around here, it comes down to the same thing. Price can't make a dent in those sellers. So we are actually looking at a +1 here for Swiss franc. Swiss franc is still the second currency in the currency pair. Okay, next one, Swiss franc yen. Looking at that same amount of data, so then we're looking from around here, but there's a strange thing here. We've actually been, prior to that, we've been in something that went up hard but came down hard but went up hard again, and then it started to hold, so that's a buyer, but then price never went higher, never went lower, so after that we just keep on ranging here. So on this one I would say it's very, very hard to label it as any direction. So this one would be a 0 to me, because we are just holding in a range like that. Okay, so let's do the numbers here, and again I'll take the sum of the whole thing. So -1 and then a +1, which equals 0 in total. With a -1 makes it -1 in total. Another -1 makes it -2 in total. Another -1 makes it -3 in total. A +1 makes it -2 in total. And a 0 keeps it at -2. In other words, Swiss franc is neutral. There is no flow here, which we can obviously see. There's only a few pairs that have flow, but the flow on those pairs or of the whole currency is not strong enough to push that on all of those, because you could argue, well, there's a strong move here on Euro Swiss franc, strong move on USD Swiss franc, strong move on Aussie Swiss franc, bit of a strong move on CAD Swiss franc, but then Pound Swiss franc, New Zealand Swiss franc yen, what's happening there? We can't tell. So Swiss franc is trying to be strong, or rather trying to be weak, but it isn't really working at the moment. So it's a -2, and this pair or this currency doesn't have flow. And if we want to trade something, we have to find another group. All right, let's have a look at the next example.